If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Good minutes of sports radio as part of our Baltimore sports media idol competition. Sean, you're on the clock.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. And what a great weekend it was to be a Baltimore sports fan. I mean, how could you not like what you saw this weekend? Of course, let's start with the Baltimore Ravens, as they are 3-0 this preseason. 24-10 win over the Giants. Now think about this, an undefeated preseason. What exactly does that mean? Well, the Ravens did it in 3 straight years, 98, 99, and 2000. And of course, in 2000, they won the Super Bowl. They also did it last year, went 9-7 and made the playoffs. Going undefeated in the preseason can take you far. Since this Ravens Super Bowl win, 17 teams have gone undefeated in the preseason, and 9 have made the playoffs, and the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl in 2004. Now, of course, there are no guarantees for what an undefeated preseason can do. I mean, look at the Detroit Lions. They went 4-0 in the preseason in 2008, and of course went 0-16 in the regular season. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen to the Baltimore Ravens, but they have some things that they need to address and keep an eye on. One is the protection of Joe Flacco. Now, he is so different when he has time to make his reads. He makes better decisions with the football, like that pass to Mark Clayton in the first quarter this past Saturday night. Look at his numbers, 21 of 34 for 229 yards, 2 touchdowns to Anquan Bolden and Todd Heap. That's regular season numbers. Those are good fantasy numbers right there. And I think a performance like that basically shut up the critics about whether or not a QB change is needed, with either Mark Bulger stepping in. Now, if we can just work on the offensive line, giving up 5 sacks, you cannot do that, especially in preseason. So you hope that they can get everything together before the regular season actually starts. Another thing to keep the eye on is the defense. It feels like the 2000 defense is back. And of course, as Ray Lewis always says, defense wins championships. Now, the defense gave up its first touchdown of the preseason Saturday night with about 1 minute left in the game. So think about that. Nearly 12 quarters of no TDs given up by the defense. Unbelievable. You got guys like Haruki Nakamura stepping up. Interception on Saturday and broke up about 4 passes. Even Fabian Washington and Chris Carr playing well. Not exactly the shutdown corners, but they played well enough to control the Giants' receivers. The bottom line is that John Harbaugh has the chance to do something no other Ravens coach has done. It's taking the team to the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row, and wouldn't we all love that? Now, also this weekend, how could you overlook what the Baltimore Orioles did? Yes, of course, since the last time I was here, they clinched their 13th losing season. Very, very sad indeed. But they went out and swept the Los Angeles Angels. And you have to focus on the Orioles since Buck Showalter arrived. I mean, look at this weekend, sweeping the Angels, the same defending AL West champion Angels. Now, our starting pitching has been great, including Jeremy Guthrie's outstanding showing on Sunday, going, as we stated earlier, 8 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, and the reliever didn't lose the game for us. And of course, that's something that the Orioles have been struggling with all year long. A lot of credit goes to Buck. He makes the pitchers work. He holds them accountable. He won't pull them if they're in trouble. He basically makes them pitch their way out of trouble, and that builds their confidence, and that's exactly what they need. Now, can the Orioles go from worst to first next year? Boy, will we love that. Now, obviously, other teams have done it. You look at the Padres, they're doing it this year. And when you load it with top prospects like the Orioles have, good things will happen in a short amount of time. Look at the Tigers in 2006 when they went to the World Series with guys like Justin Verlander, a top prospect. Look at what the Rays did in 2008 after having the worst season in baseball in 2007. The Rays in 2008 went to the World Series before they lost to Philadelphia. And their top prospect there was Evan Longoria. So for us, we have guys like Matt Wieters, Brian Matusz, Jake Arrieta. They will step up. The Orioles will step up as a team. 16-11 record this month, their first winning month in over 2 years, and their best August in over a decade. Now, if the Orioles can keep this up next year, who knows? If you do the math, a 90 to 96 win season, isn't impossible if they can match that record every single month. And then top free agents will give Baltimore another look. But things are exciting right now for all Baltimore sports fans, and if you're like me, you certainly enjoyed this past weekend. For Sean, for WNST.net and 1570 AM WNST, I'm Shawn Credle. Now back to Nestor.
Comes in under his 5-minute allotted time zone here. Shawn Credle keeping it right, keeping it real. And you are a Baltimorean, correct?
Yes, I am.
Tell everybody where you're from and all that good stuff.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.